In the news, the search for a missing Westbrook woman has now come to an end. The Scarborough Fire Department's diving team announced last night they found the body of 47-year-old Bet Riley in the water behind Pleasant Hill driving range. They believe she was walking along the water's edge when she disappeared. At this point in the investigation, officers are not calling it a drowning. The Scarborough Police Department is coordinating with the Maine Chief Medical Examiner's office to determine what exactly caused her death. A man is facing several charges for allegedly pepper spraying a city councilor in Rockland who was jogging. Police say it happened Saturday, and the attack against Penny York appeared to be random. Nicholas Wallace is facing charges, and police say he was chased off by witnesses. As of this morning, officers say he was being held at Two Bridges Regional Jail in Wiscasset. A truck pulling a fifth-wheel camper struck the Brown Street Railroad Bridge in Kennebunk yesterday. Officials say the bridge was inspected by the railroad and was not damaged. Kennebunk Fire, Rescue, and police responded to remove the vehicle from the scene. Train operations were delayed for about an hour, but the railroad is back to normal operations. A Massachusetts man is being treated for serious injuries after rolling his UTV on a trail in northern New Hampshire near the Maine border. Investigators say Arsenio de la Rosa of Massachusetts lost control while rounding a turn on the Maine Connector Trail in Cambridge. New Hampshire Fish and Game say he was thrown from the vehicle. Conservation officers say members of his riding group first tried to drive him out of the woods before calling 911. Investigators cited de la Rosa for driving too fast on the trail. The Belmont community is now raising money to help support firefighters and families impacted by last month's explosion at the lumber mill. CENTER Maine's Drew Peters has more.
15 years old is when I joined the department.
Throughout his 40 years serving as a Belmont volunteer firefighter, Chief Ron Harford has had to say some tough goodbyes.
This was the chief back then, and Gary Hamilton, they passed, but they were all such a part of this department growing up.
But he says this most recent loss is indescribable.
This was Wayne, and this was his dad at the ice fishing derby.
Assistant Chief Wayne Woodbury, a man whose family donated the land where the town station now sits, and a man who dedicated his life to serving the towns of Belmont and Searsmont.
And he never really looked for a lot of pats on the back or any of that stuff. He was there. He did it because he loved it.
Love he held for his community and his fellow firefighters.
We are all so close-knit, you know. I mean, you'd hear Searsmont get a call, and Wayne's number was Searsmont 13. He's en route.
A call that's gone silent since Woodbury passed from injuries sustained responding to the fiery explosion at Robbins Lumber Mill.
When you lose someone like this, it's tremendous. There's no other way to put it.
A loss Harford and others are gathering to honor.
I think what we want to do is set them up, put donation signs on them.
Collecting donations for Chief Woodbury's family and another first responder recovering from her injuries.
She's always happy.
That smiling face belongs to Lieutenant Katie Page.
She's somebody that I looked up to since I was a little kid, you know, so she's my hero in my own ways.
Katie's sister, Sarah Roberts, has been visiting her every week since she's been recovering from her burns in Portland. Trips and other expenses that are becoming harder for the family to handle as they prepare for Katie's long journey to recovery.
Katie's gonna need extensive therapy. Once she gets home, you know, she's gonna need people to help her.
A burden friends and others are hoping to help lift with the money they collect from a silent auction, raffle, and potluck.
It's giving back and showing them that we care, that we really do care.
Giving back to two heroes who sacrificed everything for their communities. In Belmont, Drew Peters, CENTER Maine.
Meanwhile, fire officials are investigating after multiple fire departments responded to FMI fiber materials in Biddeford. It happened yesterday when the facility experienced a problem with their Graph cooling system. Crews helped supplement the cooling system by establishing a backup water supply until the equipment could stabilize on its own. Morin Street was closed for several hours while crews worked. Officials say there were no injuries. The Wiscasset Police Department is launching a program now to do wellness checks for seniors in town. They can sign up for routine visits from an officer to chat for a few minutes. Officers will also help people who need extra support connect with medical, mental health, and community resources. Wiscasset Police Department says the goal is to strengthen relationships, reduce isolation, and help seniors feel safe and supported.
We'd go over and do anything from talk about the weather to have a cup of coffee to just give them a resource, give them a friend to sit down with for a little while. Sometimes that would be the only connection they have with anybody.
The program is for older adults in the community, as well as people living alone or anyone who could benefit from check-ins. To sign up, you can call the Wiscasset Police Department.